Okay, so next up, we have Sunstone Metals. The ASX code for Sunstone is STM. Sunstone has a market cap of 60 million. Sunstone is a mineral exploration company with high quality gold and copper assets in Ecuador. And today we welcome Managing Director Malcolm Norris. Malcolm, welcome back, and please take it away.
Thanks very much, Manny. Pleasure to be here. Let's go to the next slide. Standard disclaimer and the next one. Okay, this will kick us off. We're a Ecuador-focused gold copper explorer, but importantly, we're a discovery company as well. The goal of mineral exploration is to discover, to find something that others haven't found, and to find something that ultimately is profitable. So we have a strong track record of discovery. We've made some recently and we'll continue to make them. As Manny said, ASX code STM, market cap sitting at about 60 million, comfortable cash position at the moment with over $5 million. Board and management certainly have skin in the game on this, and we've put our own cash into this company, so very much aligned with all shareholders. Just very briefly on Ecuador, you can see the map on the right. We've got a project in the south, Bramaderos, which I'll talk about, and a project in the north, El Palmar Verde Chico, which I'll mention briefly. But just on Ecuador, pro-responsible mining, there's a new president. He's been stating publicly over the last month or so that he's pro-responsible mining. That's a big lever they can pull for the contribution that mining can make to GDP of the country. That's a lever they need to pull. Their other main contributors are oil, bananas and prawn, and mining will be a significant contributor, and you'll see many discoveries and many mine developments over the next 5 or 10 years in Ecuador. Next slide, please. ESG considered across our business. I won't dwell on this. The key message here is that we are releasing our inaugural sustainability report, which is a very significant step for a junior explorer. We're releasing that, I expect, this month. We're just looking at the final drafts at the moment. It's a great document, and it really reinforces all the positive contribution that responsible mineral exploration and mining can make to all communities, near and far. So we're very proud of that document. Next slide, please. Okay, so what's the opportunity? The opportunity is to get a slice of a 10 million ounce gold camp in southern Ecuador. That's Bramaderos. We've gone out publicly saying that's our goal. We're well on the way to delivering that. The Limon gold silver discovery is a breakthrough, and we released an exploration target on that yesterday, which I'll talk about. And then the other opportunity, of course, is participation in discovery of a world-class porphyry system in the north at El Palmar. We're very confident that we're going to deliver that, and the drilling to date is suggesting that we're heading in the right direction. Importantly, in these things, you want a team that's got a track record of discovery, and the Sunstone team certainly has that, and a number of us have been involved in some very large porphyry discoveries around the world, including in Ecuador. And so we've been there, we know what to do, and we're very confident we can do it going forward with Bramaderos and El Palmar. Next slide. Okay, so this is Bramaderos. Just briefly, infrastructure is critical to maximising the value of a discovery. We're very well located on the Pan-American Highway, easy to get to. It's not remote. We're only 900 metres above sea level. We have grid power. 93% of Ecuador's power is renewable. We have projects that are within 3 kilometres of the highway. And we're opening up strategic corridors into those projects. So very, very well located. We're undertaking desktop infrastructure studies at the moment to complement the discovery success. Next slide, please. Okay, so this image is showing gold in soils. So the key message here is that we've got multiple targets within our concession. And those multiple targets together are what will ultimately deliver, in our opinion, a 10 million ounce gold district. So next slide. This is the published resource, 2.7 million ounces gold equivalent. That's made up of gold, copper and silver. That's a porphyry, that's at surface. Large tonnage, low grade deposit. Next slide, please. Okay, we look at the next component of this, and this is a porphyry exploration target. So this is in addition to the resource. And we've put a number out there of between 3.3 and 8.6 million ounces gold equivalent. And again, that's near surface, large, low-grade gold copper porphyry systems, very close to infrastructure. And the next slide. And this is the game changer. So Le Mans epithermal, we put out an exploration target yesterday of between approximately 1 and 1.7 million ounces gold equivalent at a grade of around about 1 gram per tonne gold equivalent. That's made up of gold and silver. Importantly as well, at Le Mans, there's a porphyry opportunity. We'll get to that later. But you can start to see that as we build our drilling progress in each of these targets, we're significantly building ounces. Next slide. This sums it all up. So this is pretty exciting, and this is taking us towards that 10 million ounce target that we've put out there. So resource 2.7, and then our exploration targets combined 3.3 to 8.6 large low grade, and 0.9 to 1.7 in a smaller but higher grade component, which is exactly what you need, a high grade front end to contemplate development for the much larger porphyry over time. Next slide, please. This is what Brahma Alba looks like. As I said, at surface, positive topographic feature, low strip ratio. The resource work on this area was done by CSA, so a tier 1 consultant, very robust resource, something that we absolutely are confident in. Next slide, I think, is a photo of Le Mans. Yep, so similar, positive topographic feature. You can see here that there's no agriculture, there's no villages, there's no people. There's a couple of drill rigs hidden in the trees there. Very accessible and very easy to get around on and drill our holes. Let's go to the next slide. So this is what Le Mans looks like in plan. So the yellow image, again, is gold in soil. So it shows you we've got a number of different targets. And the exploration target is made up of the central chute. You can see there in a rect or a square outline. And then the area surrounding the central chute is another component of the exploration target. And then we've identified these 3 other anomalies, A, B, and C, which have limited drilling and surface sampling, but they also make small contributions to our exploration target. Now, there's others as well. You can see there's some other gold in soil anomalies there that we haven't included in our exploration target. That's to take a conservative view at this point in time. But we're working on all of those areas to bring them up to the drilling stage with drilling planned to resume in early 2024. But importantly, this area, 1.7 kilometres by 700 metres, it's a large area. It's delivering the goods. We've got some very high grades, and we've got large, broad, lower grade material. I'll also just point out the deeper untested porphyry target there. That will get tested in 2024. I suspect that that's our next game changer for this. A deeper porphyry opportunity here would be very complementary to the other porphyry opportunities that we've got within Brahmaderos. So the next slide is a close-up. You can see the central chute. You can see all our drilling. Those green bands that cross the image there are veins that contain gold and silver. High grades in those, and then that mineralization disseminates into the host rock for the lower grade material. But we've got, for example, hole 40 that was announced recently, 270 meters at just over a gram gold equivalent. That's a 125 meter true width, so a very significant gold silver mineralized body. And importantly, there's high grades within that. So I think within 40, we're seeing 11 meters at 14 grams. So that's nearly half an ounce. And what that tells us is that there's the potential for underground opportunity with time. Now, we haven't drilled those areas. We haven't drilled deeper than 250 to 300 meters here, but it does tell you that there's upside opportunity with some of these high-grade chutes as you go deeper. Next slide, please. So where are we going with Brahmaderos? So we've said we're aiming to deliver a 10 million ounce gold equivalent camp. We've got the resource of 2.7. We've got the porphyry exploration target. We've got the recently released Le Mans exploration target. So this delivers a potential higher grade starter opportunity, which positions you very well to contemplate long life, decade life, significant cluster of open pits with a centralized processing facility. That is heading us towards this tier 2 deposit by definition, greater than 250,000 ounces per annum, minimum 10-year mine life, with a sub $1,000 all-in sustaining cost. This is a deposit that's attractive to mid-tier and major gold companies. And that's where we think Bramaderos is taking us. Next slide, please. So let's go to the north, to El Palmar. Only a couple of slides here, very briefly. We're in a belt that contains very, very large deposits. So Cascabel, 3 billion tonnes, Urimagua, 1 billion tonnes, and El Palmar, we think, is taking us in that direction as well. Again, good infrastructure, good grid power, 3-hour drive from the capital city of Quito. So all the right non-technical components with regards to logistics to get excited about a development. Next slide, please. So, sorry, back one. Yeah, thank you. So this is what it looks like in plan. We've got a cluster of 5 porphyry systems, all containing gold, copper, and silver. T1 has seen the most drilling, 21 drill holes. That's an ore body in its own right. T3 announced a couple of months ago, very exciting. 2 drill holes. That's all we've put into this large anomaly, and both of them have intersected ore grade mineralization at depth with plenty of upside opportunity. So if we go to the next slide, that upside opportunity is very clear. So the graphic on the left, that's T1 near surface or from surface to 500 meters below surface, and then T3 on the right. 2 drill holes, ore grade mineralization at a depth of about 1,000 meters below surface, but shallow anomalies that still need to be targeted with drilling. And on the right, 3 billion tonne Alpala deposit, showing you the same scale and the same depth profile of that very valuable ore body, and SolGold having a market cap of 500 million Aussie. So that's where we're taking El Palmar, we hope. Next slide, please. So what's ahead? Bramaderos. Continue to focus on Bramaderos and Limon. Exploration target released, so that'll take us in the direction next year of a resource estimate. We're already doing desktop studies on the non-technical components of power and water and other things, but moving us towards that 10 million ounce gold equivalent district within our concession. El Palmar, very compelling T3 target. We're moving that towards drilling for early 2024 as well. And obviously we want to move ourselves up into the scale of other deposits on this belt. And Verdechico, we haven't said much about Verdechico. You'll see more information about that early next year. Very exciting project, hasn't seen modern exploration since the 1990s. So we're well positioned to deal with all of this. We made an announcement earlier this week as well that we've appointed another non-executive director, a fellow called Patrick Duffy. Very competent director, very complementary skills, very linked into the investment community, and has a track record of success. So we're very well placed. It'll be an exciting several months ahead of us across both projects and corporately. Thank you very much.
Malcolm, thank you for that. Got a couple of questions that have come in. The first one, given the viability of the 2 projects in the portfolio, and they clearly are, they both look very viable. What is the company's view on finding potentially a buyer or a partner for one or both projects to assist in future cash flow?
So Bramaderos offers the potential to a company like Sunstone to move it a fair way down the path of resource definition, studies, and for us to take it in that direction, to demonstrate very clearly to the gold majors what a great opportunity this is. And the gold majors, as we know, Newmont acquired Newcrest because Newcrest was a wonderful company, but also for significant exposure to copper. Barrick have said they want more exposure to copper. So Bramaderos is ticking all of those boxes. It's very, very attractive. So at the right time, I suspect there'll be some form of discussions with other parties. El Palmar is a little bit different. That's probably a project, and we know it is, that's more of interest to the diversified majors. So I suspect, we could see some developments in the partnership area on that project at some point in time. The important thing is Sunstone's capable of taking these further down the track, but it's really not our expectation to develop El Palmar, for example, if it's a 1 billion tonne ore body that is done by us and someone else, or someone else on their own. So we're absolutely contemplating all of those issues. It's very logical, makes sense.
Okay, Malcolm, can you remind us? You've got quite a few big guys around you in Ecuador, so there's no shortage of large players. Can you just remind us who they are and obviously you can't say too much, but have there been discussions with neighbours and some of those larger guys?
So the major companies with exposure in Ecuador are BHP, Anglo American in the diversified space, and we know that a few others are also sort of looking at the opportunities, and in the more gold focused space, with a side glance on copper. Newmont is there with its acquisition of Newcrest, because Newcrest owned 32% of Lundin Gold, which owns Fruta del Norte, one of the best gold deposits in the world, located in southeast Ecuador. And Barrick have recently announced that they're in a relationship with ENAMI, the Ecuadorian government mining company. So they're there. Look, we speak informally to all of those groups. They all know what we're doing, interested in following us. We have a very good reputation in Ecuador. We have quite a profile, and so other companies are aware of what we're doing, and we're kicking a lot of goals. I mean, we're discovering a lot of gold and copper, and that doesn't go unnoticed.
Oh, no, understood. You're certainly doing that. Just one quick question around, now Ecuador does have a new president, very recent. You did touch on this during the presentation. Have you had any contact yet with the new administration? And how confident are you that it's that the new administration is certainly not going to get in the way of anything, and will continue on as the previous administration, or perhaps are they better?
Yeah, I think it's a better outcome. So through the Chamber of Mines, we've had contact with the incoming government, and that's been positive. So they've reinforced the fact that they're pro-responsible development. That's a key word, responsible, and that's what we want to see. And Lundin Gold at Fruta del Norte have done absolutely wonderful job in building that mine and demonstrating the advantages that come with modern mining. The reason I think it's better is because it's not only the new president, but it's the new assembly as well, and the structure of the new assembly we think is a better structure for getting things done. And you can only talk in any regime for so long. You've actually got to deliver, and I think the new president combined with the new assembly will get things done, and I think we'll start to see that with management of a number of key issues through Ecuador. One is expanding the economy and encouraging foreign investment. So I think we're in a better position now than we were previously. Time will tell, but that's the way we're feeling at the moment. Okay,
great. And just to wrap it up, we do have a few questions, but just for those of you sending that Q&A through, we will pass this on to Malcolm, and he can come back and answer those via email. But just to wrap it up, what can we expect to see in the next 12 months? So what are the sort of things that you're thinking you're going to deliver by this time next year?
Yeah, so we'll have upgraded resource numbers for Bramaderos by this time next year. That will give people confidence that we will continually grow the resource base. They'll be focused on near surface resources. El Palmar, I think, will make significant steps forward on the discovery of the T3 target. And El Palmar will bring forward as well, so people will see that there's the opportunity for a high-grade gold front-end to any development in that area. I think if we deliver those, together with an overall increasing investment environment or improving investment environment in gold and copper, we're extremely well leveraged to make the most of that. And we're already seeing green shoots for an improving investment environment in gold and copper. So we offer lots of leverage, and I think we'll benefit greatly from that in 2024.
Malcolm, thank you for your time today, and have a great weekend.
Thanks, Manny.